Wellness and nutrition do not need to be hard, and I think that in today's society, we have made it to be a hard thing, and I don't think that it needs to be. I'm excited. I'm ready to hop right in with you guys, and let's chat about health and wellness. Hello, everybody. My name is Michaela, and this is the Cozy and Thriving podcast, where we just learn to build a life that we actually want to be present for. And right now, I am in the middle of a glow up series. I took a little break last week, and I just talked about 30 things that I learned before turning 30. At the current time that I'm recording this podcast, I'm still 29 years old. It is October 1st when I'm recording this, but I did want to get things out because my birthday is on October 8th, and that's next week. And there's just like a lot of festivities and things happening that I just did not think that I was going to have the time to record a podcast. So I'm recording it now. I am super cozy in my house, in my apartment. I was going to record outside, but after last week and the big bugs, I was like, absolutely not. So we're inside, we have a coffee, I have my blanket. Y'all, today could have not been better in terms of weather for it being October 1st, but also just like being October, it's like, wow, so nice. The only thing is because I'm using natural light, it is going in and out. So if you're listening, there will be no difference to you. If you're watching, I apologize for the in and outs of the light. But yeah, I'm excited. We're talking about health and wellness today. I was going to kind of update you guys and like let you guys know like what's been going on in the life of Michaela, and as of right now, nothing yet, but I have a lot of festivities coming up in October and even December. Like I'm going a lot of places, I'm doing a lot of things. I'm going to Orlando, Florida. I'm going to New York City. I am going on a camping trip. I'm going to Richmond, Virginia. I'm doing all the things in the end of this month, and I want to talk about it and update you guys as they happen, but as of right now, none of that has happened. So I'll let you know when it does, but I'm excited. And I think that we should just get right into today's episode. Okay, so before I actually started getting into this, I wanted to read something out of this journal that I just got. This is a journal by Inside Then Out. I have only had it for a couple of days and I am already obsessed. I will talk about it more later, but I wanted to read something out of it that I thought was really good for just starting off this podcast episode. So the cool thing about this notebook is that each month has like a different topic that you're like focusing on in terms of journaling, and September's was habits. And because I got this at the end of September, I actually didn't start using it until October 1st, which is today. I started on a fresh month and I love it. I love it so much. But September was habits, and I was like, this would be so perfect for the podcast. So I'm just going to read what it says. When we want to change our lives, we're often encouraged to think big and make dramatic changes. But real transformation often comes from small, consistent adjustments to our daily routines. It's the little decisions we make each day that may seem inconsequential that ultimately shape our reality. The truth is, the challenge with building good habits is that we rarely see instant results. It can take months, sometimes years, to see the full impact. We're so wired for instant gratification that it can be easy to dismiss the small, steady choices that our future selves will thank us for. But that's the magic of good habits. They allow time to work for us instead of against us. Sorry, I felt like I was reading that really weird. There's a whole nother paragraph that is really good, but I think you guys should go get the notebook. There is a code in the description of this podcast episode. There's also a link. If you use that link, you will get 10% off of your Better Everyday Journal or any products that they have. I also got a daily focus planner, which is amazing. But I wanted to read that because it just shows that the little things that we decide to do, the little things that we put our focus on, and when we are really trying to make a change, that it does actually do something. And like it said, it just allows time to work in our favor and not against us. So I want you to keep that in mind as we go through this podcast episode. Like, just think about how the little habits, the little things that you decide to change can really make a big difference in the end. It's a reminder that I needed, and I think that sometimes we just need to be reminded of the simple things. So with that being said, I have my wellness routines and some nutritional routines. Last week, I talked a lot about the physical, or I guess 2 weeks ago, I talked about the physical aspect of fitness and health and wellness. But this time, I want to talk more about the little practical things that you can do day in, day out. So we're going to start with our wellness habits. And the first one that I have is focus on adding, not subtracting. So what I mean by that is, like, let me give you an example. So I didn't limit my screen time in the morning. I just filled my morning with other things to where I usually don't even get to my phone until after everything's done and like I sit down for work. My job is social media, podcasting, editing for clients. So that's usually when I grab my phone. So the things that I do in the morning are going on a walk, making a nutritional breakfast, journaling in my new journal. Like, doing all of those things have pushed my screen time away. So I didn't say, okay, no screen time and then have no plan. It was, okay, I'm going to just add some things. Some things that I want to start doing is going on a walk every single morning. Some things that I want to start doing is journaling every single morning, and making those habits that kind of push the bad out. You'd be surprised. This could also be for nutrition as well. Instead of cutting out a bunch of things, start adding other snacks to where you're no longer hungry for the sweets and the other things. So again, instead of subtracting, just start adding, and you'll see how things naturally start to subtract in your life. The next one is guided journaling. And this is where I was going to talk about this a little bit more, because this company is so sweet. They reached out and they said that they had been watching some of my like podcasts and things on TikTok, and they just wanted to thank me for opening a space to better yourself and to really focus on creating a dream life and slowing down and all of those things. And so they sent me this journal, and I absolutely love it. I've been wanting a guided journal for so long, but I think that sometimes they dig a little too deep for me, and I'm not that deep with myself as much as this one. You can be as vague or as deep as you want to, and I think that's the difference between one or the other. It takes the pressure off of journaling. You don't have to think like every single morning I have to think of something to write down, or I have to think of something to journal about. This just gives you the guide, and I love it. I love it. Like I said, there's a code below that you can use to get 10% off, or you can use the link. So super excited, not sponsored. Just want to give you a little treat, and I hope that it helps you as much as it helped me. It literally, in the package, it came with this little card that says, if this journal helps you, pass it along. And I want to pass it along to you guys. So guided journaling is just really good because, like I said, you don't have to think about what you want to journal. You don't have to come up with your own prompts yourself. You're able to just journal. You're able to just do the thing and not have this pressure to go into journaling with an already made up prompt. You have them written out for you. The next one is romanticizing your health. I absolutely love romanticizing my health. And to me, what this means is just doing things in a cute way. It's just doing things in a beautiful way. So for instance, drinking like an extra glass of water a day, you would just put it in a cute cup. You would put lemon water in it and put like a little straw in there and just have fun with it. Or you go on a walk, you actually put on a cute workout set. Like, the workout set does not have to be just for the gym. It can be for your walks as well. Like, I love putting on just like a cute workout fit and then going on a walk, if even if that's my only exercise for the day. Just makes it feel more girly, you feel more feminine, you feel more, I don't know what the feeling is, but it's just so fun to romanticize your health. And then the other thing that you can do, which if anybody knows me, I get like a new like water bottle every quarter. I feel like I definitely get a new water bottle every quarter. Don't know why I do it, don't know why I feel the need to do it, but sometimes I'm like, this is just matching my vibe, my aesthetic, how I'm feeling right now. So when I put water in it, I feel like I'm doing the thing. I don't know why. If anybody else is like that, please let me know. Please let me know. The next one is consistency over intensity. And this one is something that I had to learn because I will go in hot. I will go out swinging. I will just want to hit the ground running. And then, like a week later, I stop. So for me, I had to be like, you know what, Michaela? It's okay if you're only doing a 15-minute walk every day. It's okay if you're only working out 3 times a week and it's only 30 minutes. It's okay if you're just stretching the other 4 days out of the week. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Like the only thing that's going to work is consistency. You can go so hard at the gym. You could work out for 8 hours straight for like the first of the month and not work out again. It's not changing. You're not doing anything. It's not doing anything. You have to be consistent in everything. And this is just in every aspect of life, not just working out. This is being consistent in how you eat, being consistent in journaling, being consistent in reading your Bible, being consistent in drinking water, being consistent hanging out with people, being consistent talking to people, being consistent creating content, all of those things to have a sustainable overall life, I guess. You have to be consistent in all the little things. You have to do that or it's not going to work. Your relationships will fall out. Your body will not thank you for not drinking water. Not moving your body will create a decline in your body. Consistency is key, not intensity. It does not matter how hard you go. It just matters that you keep going and you consistently show up no matter how you feel, no matter if you want to or don't show up consistently. My last thing for you for having wellness habits that actually stick and actually stay would be the seasonal routines and just changing those up. When the winter comes, will I be walking as far as I do every single day, as long as I do? Probably not, because it's cold. So I probably be pulling out the walking pad longer or going to my apartment gym complex and walking on the treadmill longer. Also, the time goes back in the fall. And for me, that's a big deal because that means I will have an easier time getting up. So my mornings might look a little different. I might be a little bit more productive in the mornings than I am now. And sometimes I think about this with teachers, people who work in the public school system, or even just the school system in general, in the summertime, working as much as they do all year long. So their routines change. But the biggest thing for this kind of goes back into what I mentioned before, but having a routine that you can stay consistent in is the routine that you should be doing in that season. If all season long you can walk a mile every single day, but in the next season that's not doable for you, that's okay. It's staying consistent for a long period of time that is going to ultimately help change your wellness for the better. Okay, so now that we have talked about all of our wellness habits that are actually going to stick, we are now going to jump into our nutritional habits that are going to stick. Now, I want to say that I'm not an expert in wellness or nutrition. However, these are things that I have been learning and doing all year round just to see like what it is that I need to be doing. What is it that my body needs? What is it? how am I going to glow up? How is it going to work for me? How am I going to stay consistent? So I'm just taking basically what I've learned about myself and giving tips to you guys that I believe can help and work for everybody, because it's not a step by step, hour by hour regimen. It is something that you can implement into your life and the life that you're living and in the routines that you have, and how it can work for you. So take what I say and just apply it to your life however it works. But we're going to talk about nutrition now, okay? So the very first one is to have simple swaps. And simple swaps are just like choosing one thing over the other and swapping that out. So if you're somebody who drinks a lot of soda, you could start getting like Poppy or Olipop or Bloom. Now has the prebiotic or probiotic, I forgot which one, sodas. You could start drinking those. Or if you're anything like me, you might just swap it all together for sparkling water. I love me a sparkling water. I usually will reach for a sparkling water before the prebiotic sodas anyways. But you could also swap almonds, nuts for candy, or just like if you're like somebody who likes crunchy things, instead of chips, maybe doing some nuts. I know some people have like allergies and things, so it really just is up to you, but like finding those things that you can change. And I want to give you guys like all the resources that I ever use. So I talked about Train Well last week, and I want to talk about Nourish now, because that's something that really helped me learn the things that I needed to put into my body. On Nourish, if you have insurance, I think it's like 90% of, I don't remember what the percentage is, but basically your insurance should cover your meetings. So you can meet with registered dietitians and talk about like what you're going through, what you're needing, and they'll help you find recipes, teach you a little bit. Like there were so many things that I did not know. So I recommend that if you are somebody who is just wanting to eat healthier. She wasn't telling me to cut things out. She was literally just giving me recipes. Like she was just like, these are the foods that you should be eating. And it wasn't like, these are the foods you shouldn't be eating. So I just really liked that, because there was no pressure. There is no pressure. It's just very much like, you can try these recipes and let's see if you like them. If you don't, let's try something else and keep it moving. So that was just really cool. It was really nice. I just wanted to let you guys know, because apparently a lot of people didn't know about it. But once I started talking about it, it's like all the ads I get now. So the next one is meal prepping, and this one is a 10 out of 10 for me. This is something that definitely helps me stay consistent with eating, because it's one of those things where I will just be like so focused on work or have so many other things on my mind that I don't eat. But being able to meal prep and have my lunches ready, or just know exactly what I'm having for dinner, or whatever the case may be, like it's so nice. It's so nice knowing that I don't have to think about it for the rest of the week. So there's different forms of like meal prepping that you can do. And the first one is batch meal prepping. So this is where you will like cook a big thing of rice, because a majority of your meals have rice, or you'll start to marinate all the chicken because you know that a lot of your meals need to be marinated chicken, or whatever the case is. You can do it that way. But then there's also like where you meal prep each meal, and that's where you cook everything and then like separate it out into different like Tupperware things, and you just have like a grab and go lunch or a grab and go breakfast or dinner, whatever the case is. Whatever you want to meal prep, you can do. But this is something that helps that consistency, staying consistent with just eating healthy and making sure you're getting the right nutrients and all the things. And I've noticed such a difference in my health, and just noticing like I'm not getting as many headaches because I'm getting enough sleep and I'm eating the right amount of nutrition for my body, and I'm drinking enough water and I'm working out. And I kid you not, I was getting like headaches so bad all the time, and it was just so annoying. So annoying. And this past week I actually had one, and I knew exactly why, because I did not eat a nutritional breakfast and I barely drank any water that morning. And so by the afternoon I started having a horrible headache. But it was nice to know like that I could pinpoint why I was having it and not just being like, oh my gosh, I have no idea why I'm having this headache right now. And number 3 is mindful eating habits. And I need to actually get better about this, but it's basically eating without scrolling, eating without watching a TV show, or just like not multitasking while you're eating, because I definitely have noticed this when I'm watching something and I'm eating. I always want to go back for more, and then I'm like overly stuffed or super bloated. And when I don't, and I'm like just paying attention to what I'm eating, or like maybe me and my husband are having a conversation and we're just like talking while we eat, I don't ever want more. Like I'm like, oh wow, that was like filling. I don't need any more. So just having like mindfulness while you eat. And yeah, I feel like some people would say to be like grateful for what you're eating, which is good. So you're like, just grateful for the food that you're eating. And that's also good, especially when you make it yourself and you have you're just like, wow, like, thank you, Lord, that I'm able to like eat this food, and thank you that I am able to have like healthy food and like fuel my body the way that I'm supposed to. And just having that mindset when you're eating can really change your ways, which is crazy. Like it's so crazy how you think and how you just like change the way you think about things can change everything, literally. So those are all my habits for you. To give you like a quick action step, or maybe like 2 action steps to do, one would be to pick one nourishing thing to do this week, like having an extra glass of water before bed, or if you're one of those people that have to get up in the middle of the night, maybe just like having a glass of water first thing in the morning. I've seen people have like little water things on their side tables, so when they wake up in the morning, they just like pour themselves a glass of water. Maybe it's having like greens in the morning. I love Bloom. I've been using Bloom in the mornings, and it's so nice and it tastes good. Having the greens, and then having like just like supplements that you take, or whatever the case may be, like just having a good nourishing thing that you're going to add into your routine. And then you're going to upgrade one of your habits that you already do. It's something that you already do, so you're not even adding really anything. You're just doing something a little bit different, doing a habit and making it to so that way you romanticize it. If you drink coffee in the morning, instead of putting it in a paper to go cup, put it in a cute glass. Or if you already have greens in the morning, put your greens in like an aesthetic glass. And I don't know, I like to take pictures when my drinks look aesthetic, so take a picture of it. If you work out in the morning, instead of just throwing on a t-shirt and some leggings, like find a cute workout set, all the things. Romanticize your habits, romanticize the life that you live, romanticize. But that is all that I have for you guys today. I'm so thankful that all of you guys are here. We are on episode, 38? So we only have 2 more until 40, which is actually crazy. The last podcast that I did for a while got to 37 episodes. So the fact that I'm at 38 means that I still have a lot more to talk about romanticizing your life and building a life that you actually want to be present for, and all the things. Like, there's so many things running through my mind. So we will still have many episodes, many episodes. And that makes me excited and happy. And I'm so thankful for everybody who listens on a weekly basis. I do want to let you guys know that I started a Substack. I have never heard of Substack until maybe a month ago, and I made the Substack and I was like, what the heck is this? Like, I'm so confused. And now I'm like checking it every single day. I'm looking at it every single day. It kind of feels like Tumblr, but for adults. If you know, you know. It really does feel like that. So you guys can follow me over there. At some point, I will be doing like an extra podcast episode a month. So that will be on Substack as well. So if you're like, oh my gosh, I love Michaela's podcast and I want to hear more, I will have extra episodes at some point. It probably won't happen until 2026, but you should follow along now so that way you know when I get there. But yeah, that will be that. And I just wanted to let you guys know about that. But with all that being said, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to follow me on all the platforms. My handle is the same across the board everywhere at It's Michaela Barnes. Don't forget to like, rate, share, comment, subscribe to the podcast. And I think that's it. So with all that being said, until next week, bye everybody.